RRQ. Luckily for RRQ, at the height advantage, and right here the finish, ladies and gentlemen. As he's trying to heal up, he doesn't realize that his feet are sticking out. Look at him stretching, say easy, easy claps, baby.
Little neck crack. I got this.
That's right, absolutely. Impressive stuff overall in the end by CPT. And it's a big deal for them because obviously first place $200,000, but second place, etc., $100,000. And for CPT coming into today, they were third place. LH and GT had taken them over up until potentially now, so it could have some shake-up in the standings.
They had some great kills to their name that particular round, but more importantly, they got the chicken dinner, and that's their second one now. Again, like you said, the second multi-time chicken dinner winner, and that's very, very key because that allows them to potentially jump over the placement of GT and LH. Those guys seem to have a ton of kills, but again, remember, CPT's been putting together a heck of a run so far this tournament. Tons of kills. The only thing they have working against them is that 120th rank finish.
And then towards the end of the day here, something I want to go ahead and point out is we really weren't hearing much of LHW or GTW. They kind of just faded a little bit away, and that's, I'm pretty sure RRQ has maybe passed them in the most kills overall for the tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if CPT brings in that momentum from getting that win for day number 3, the final day tomorrow, and go ahead and try to get some more wins so they can maybe get to that second place. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get to the first place, but more than likely, they'll definitely be trying.
Yeah, really cool to see. And also cool to see the adaptation from some of our teams here when it came to that plane, which was a bit more difficult compared to some of the other planes. We kind of wanted to see a more difficult plane because everything had been so easy for people to drop in the locations that they wanted. So LH and C9 going all the way down to Nova was cool.
That was the one thing I wanted to point out as well. It was really nice to see Cloud9 kind of make an emphasis of getting together, grouping up, going after some loot in a decent location instead of random houses all over the place. Split up, and then you run the risk of getting picked off like Rolex did the previous game. This game, they went down, looted up Novo, actually stole some cars from LHW. Didn't seem to affect them too much, but again, at the end, it didn't seem to help out their placement super high. I believe they went out in 12th place, maybe 11th once again, but again, C9 failing to crack the top 10.
And it's a good point that you actually mentioned there with them going out of that position because they did have a good spot up on Salba, similar to what we saw from CPT. But let's check in with all the stats for our day number 2 as a whole. Team kill results from the whole tournament. Let's see, LHW at the moment up at the top with 79. RQ Athena just trailing behind a little bit, 7 with just 3 less.
You know, just 76. That is so many kills there. And they're also being able to put up the wins for it. And hey, don't shy away from it because GTW is 59 and CPT is 58. And then in the 5th spot, far, far away, Evo's Burnout with 35 kills.
Exactly. You see the big divide between 4th and 5th, and that's where so many of these points have been coming from for that overall leaderboard.
Really, 15 points per kill is absolutely massive, and with these 4 teams at the top putting up kills like they are, that's really what's setting the pace for them. As you can see, obviously with those teams having so many kills, I mean, look at this. LHW with 3 members in the top 10, GTW, again with their several members in the top 10. Man, really, really solid stuff from them. And then RRQ Athena with 3 members in the top 5?
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
They have been pretty much just dominating the kills and dominating anything. Something I'm definitely going to want to go ahead and see and look forward to tomorrow is LHW trying to get those wins. They're getting the kills, but they are not getting the wins.
Definitely, as we take a look further onto these rankings here, CPT just crawling on up quite nicely, and you can even see 762 at the moment here with 8 kills going into that match, so big plays coming out from him. Bullshark on the other side, though, as one of our highlighted players, doing quite a bit of work. I think he had one of the arms, actually.
He did. Both of those players did. 762 did as well. It was a really, really impressive game from both of those players. As you can see, squad kills 14 and 12 respectively. 8 to 5 in the kill count, and the superior kills mean the superior placement. Chicken dinner to CPT.
It definitely is, and I'm so happy that they were able to go ahead and bring that back. And something that we didn't even see yesterday. At least we're seeing one of the NA teams there, actually 2 of the NA teams there in the top 10. Yesterday on TPP, they weren't even close. Now Gangstar's there in the 7th spot, Wildcard in the 10th spot. How are they gonna go ahead and bounce back on the final day? They're more than likely gonna be so far away here after round 8.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have been eliminated from contention as far as prize pool is concerned. At least all teams are going to be taking home a prize of some sort. We're talking the big money up there at the top 1, 2, and 3 spots. A lot of teams eliminated from the top 3 at this point. We'll take a look at the total standings here in just a moment. But as you guys can see, CPT, sizable gap between 1st and 2nd after round 8 here.
Very interested to see how the ultimate standings are looking, because no doubt RRQ is going to be leading the pack, and right now the fight for between second and fourth is going to be very, very fierce indeed, I think, Seven.
It is going to go ahead and be intense. I wonder if they're going to go ahead and start pushing a little bit more of the action towards the beginning. We thought we were going to see LHWs and Cloud9 fight each other, and look at this. Pushed by CPT as they take care there of the second spot. They had a bad game, but they said, you know what, just brush it up, guys. We still got another game here today, and they came out with the win, and they move on to the second spot.
Yeah.
Still 1,300 points away from RRQ Athena.
Very difficult to deal with there. RRQ Athena absolutely stealing the show, but CPT has been able to bump GT and LH down here in the second day. Overall, PB, what do you make of it?
I really think that it's more of the same all day long today. The placements, again, we're seeing Thailand, we're seeing China, top 1 through 6. It hasn't changed at all. We've seen some shakeups a little bit down south in the rankings, but again, our top team, RRQ Athena, still holding strong at the top with 3 first place today, 1 third place today. CPT getting nothing but putting up kills the entire tournament. Every game, we're seeing double digits.
Yeah, and obviously, you mentioned with CPT, obviously them getting a good result off the back of the exhibition match. There were moments during the tournament so far where it has been rocky for them in round 6 and 7, 19th and 20th, then following up with a first place. So they're definitely we can do absolutely amazing, or we can just go out first.
Absolutely. You know they're going to be looking for first place.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's move things on, of course, as we do have far more to get ready here for our first map. It's going to be on Erangel, of course, back to the basics, back to the original when it comes to PUBG.
Indeed, it definitely is. And we actually saw a lot of action here from BRK in Atlantis, Venice, Watertown, whatever you want to call it. And we also saw a lot of action in one of those bridges. There are people just laying under the bridge or being a little munchkin, waiting for somebody to go ahead and get out of that water. And my favorite place of them all, Pachinki, baby. Just, if you want action, just go Pachinki.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if somebody drops there today. We had a couple of teams kind of eyeballing Pachinki just yesterday. One of the most popular spots on the map in addition to School. School not super commonly dropped on for squads, but we have seen one of the teams, I believe GT Doyi, split drop on it a few times, going there, and Ronzok there shying away from the apartments as Team Japan was over there looting up yesterday. But School in the middle of the map along with Pachinki. Easy rotations there, and then you've got the military base down south, a little bit away from everything, but a lot of promising loot, and that is where your number 2 team, CPT, has been looting up almost every single game. If it's out of range, they're going down there in a car.
Every single game, and nobody challenges just like LHW. Cloud9, they challenge them one, but we'll see what happens here on game number 1 of day 3.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It is time to get into it. Only 4 rounds left. It is going to be round number 9 now, as we get into the main tournament of things. Who's going to walk away with the chicken dinner? PB7, take it away.
We're about no, not me. All right, somebody's going to do it.
Somebody's definitely going to go ahead and do it. Who do you think it's... actually, you know what? Let's wait a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Whoa. I am looking forward to some of the teams like BRK and Terror from India. Go ahead and just try to put up a showing. They're so far away from actual, any contention there. The more than likely, I want to go ahead and see if they can make a name for themselves, right? Take out some of the big dogs.
I want to see some disruption from some of the teams out of the chase
Juggling to meet your goals? Visit Bowls to learn more.
Shots in, misses a lot. He's waiting patiently. He could get those shots. He could get those shots right there. Amid getting the knock. Is he gonna go ahead and just try to get that finish?
The finish,
you
my
gotta
man.
get that finish.
How are you not getting the finish? I mean, look out the window
man.
and thirst him. Get that finish, my man. Oh my goodness, he's out there completely dead to rights, and he just failed to peek and get the finish. I'm not sure what's going on here from the Indian team. We've got
just
Busi working his way up. Yeah, he's able to get inside here. Anand getting in and getting patched up, it looks like, and me gonna get him up, and it looks like Zod somehow able to escape Death's grasp here, and he's going to get another chance at it. I think Team Terror is going to regret that decision.
Definitely, they are. They could have pretty much just went up 4 versus 3 there and just pretty much have the advantage on everything in this gunfight. And look at this. Amit now once again using that Uzi to his advantage, and he still is not going to be able to go ahead and finish him because he is behind some cover. Baraka, one of the best players there for BRK, and BRK is currently in 19th place, and Terror is in 18th place. So definitely two of the teams there at the bottom of the list trying to go ahead and fight it out, trying to make a name for themselves. And I was able to actually talk to Team Terror from India, and they told me, you know what, Seven, I think we're going to go ahead and be a little bit more aggressive. I'm starting to see a little bit more aggressiveness, but I want to see more, right? I want to go ahead and see them finish those kills there.
The one thing that I kind of see as a problem with these two teams right now, and it might result in their placement so far, is their choice of drop location. They're choosing to go at each other early. Both teams finishing very low in the rankings, 18th and 19th so far, and yet they're challenging each other early in a city like Watertown, Atlantis, whatever you want to call it. They're challenging early over pretty much very little loot. So they're fighting, and instead of fighting in a place like Military Base or Northern Georgia Pole where there's more at stake, they're getting hit early.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice shots.
Amit once again pretty much just being the MVP for his squad, taking 3 people down, not being able to get the finish as they are going to go and heal up. But something that I am loving that the team from India is doing here is that they are starting to flank around. They are starting to spread their wings a little bit more. They're trying to get those different angles, get those finishes. Look at Amit. He knows actually that is a need. I believe it is. And he's trying to get those kills.
I just want to point out that they've got 2 players knocked right now and another one with no health, and they're not pushing. I don't know what is going on with this squad right now. They have refused to push anybody all tournament long. I really want to see more aggression from them. They have these guys on the ropes.
Now they have 3 players. There you go. That's what I want to go ahead and see. Finish him off, Sakriya. You know you want to go ahead and get that kill. Now the team from India has the advantage. They're looking to go ahead and say, Shukriya, see you in the next tournament. And Amit just waiting patiently. He knows that they're pretty much going to be able to go ahead and get him. Now they're only working against 2 players from BRK. Fusi and Kaveda, as Kaveda does go down there to one of the players from India. It's all up to Fusi. Fusi's trying to run away. Can the team from India get this squad wipe? And the angles are just working wonders here for them, as somebody else from the Terror team from India might be able to go ahead and get this clean up here, as Fusi is just walking by, getting a stroll, getting his feet wet, going.
I like his go inside this building. I like his strategy here. He's going all the way to the flank here. He knows there's one member holding him down over here. Sakri is hanging out in this building, unfortunately, unable to see him. And look at that, India Terror squad picking up their first squad wipe of the tournament, getting the 4 kills here from Baraka and his squad. Baraka and the BRK team go out first once again, but Terror squad looking strong here, getting a lot of knocks, and fortunately the BRK team ran to them for the finish.
Love seeing that there. Gacho from the Indian team. Hopefully they're able to go ahead and continue that aggressiveness, and maybe they start pushing the action a little bit more once they knock down some more players. Who knows? I want to go ahead and see a top 3 there from the Terror team from India. I would love to see that.
I would love to see that as well.
We got Stars and GTW very close by.
These guys have seemed to have had an unspoken agreement so far to loot each side of Northern Georgia Pole here. GTW has been looting the west side of Northern Georgia, as well as Gangstars looting the east side of Northern Georgia. Pretty much all tournament long, we haven't seen a skirmish there, as both teams not really wanting to engage that early on. But check the zone out in this one. Way down in the southeast. This is a pretty hard shift so far for the first circle, and a lot of the teams in the northwest are going to have some rotation to do probably pretty early. And look at this crate.
Kodo trying to get his stuff from from this crate, but he's got to watch out. You don't want to get squished by that crate, ladies and gentlemen. He was able to get the AUG, and more than likely he was able to go ahead and get that AWM, as we see Aaron Manis in KWCB here on a hot pursuit. Aaron Manis just trying to get him, trying to at least get one player down so they can go ahead and push the action a little bit more, but they are going to go ahead and continue the pursuit. They know they have him in the run. Will they go ahead and just fully continue the pursuit or just back up a little bit, because it is super early in the match?
It looks like career winner Chicken Dinner on the run here. Aaron Madden is trying to chase him down a little bit, not quite fully committing to it, probably a little bit unsure on if they want that fight out of a car. A little bit of RNG involved there for sure. But rotating around, trying to get position into this new zone here. Looks like career winner Chicken Dinner right now kind of split up. We're going to focus our attention now on RRQ Athena to see what they've got going on.
RRQ Athena, we saw them win 5 games in a row yesterday, something you just don't see often. They are actually going to my favorite place, Pochinki, baby. That's what I like to see there, and they have it all to themselves. Now, the good thing about this here is that they do have pretty much the center of the map, so they can, if they depending on where the circle is, which actually just now seeing the circle, they are inside the circle, so they can just go ahead and take their sweet time, loot up even more, and wait to see what other teams are going to go ahead and do. As we see GTW now is starting to go ahead and start rotating up north. They don't want anything to do there with Gangstars.
Absolutely. Rotating out of Northern Georgia Pole fairly early on. They notice the circle is going to be coming in, and they have a long way to go to zone at the moment, so they're going to park on the hill, see what they can see, maybe get some kills as far as some people rotating out of the city. Looks like GG Gamers and Evo's here getting ready to go at it. Evo's Burnout doing really well so far this tournament. A couple of disappointing places, but overall, really solid performance, and they were our first Chicken Dinner winner on day 1. They're sitting currently in 6th place.
And definitely Evo's getting lucky there in some occasions too, as some teams decided not to finish them off, but Evo's, we know that they can go ahead and get the angles. We know that they can go ahead and get the strategies. Are they going to go ahead and start doing this? More than likely, if you see anybody from the GG team go down, you're going to go ahead and see Evo's hop on those cars and just push the action right away.
Watch Ernie here as he focuses on his team's position. Notice the car on the mini-map driving around to the flank. They're famous for doing this. Evo's always putting one player wide out on the flank to get angles on the other team. Ernie calling out that he does see that GG Gamers is split. 2v2, he's got eyes on all of them. 2 of them running to the warehouse. He knows they're vulnerable right now. Look for them to push the offensive here while they're split apart.
And talking about Evo's, that rotation you mentioned there with the car, just pretty much being able to squeeze them, right? Being able to go ahead and sandwich them between. As one of the players there from GG gets in a car and he bailed on his team. He said, no, I actually don't want this, guys. You deal with it. I'm going to go ahead and just run away. More than likely, I don't have any kind of guns. And look at this place here by Evo's. They're going to go ahead and, they saw one player already get out of here, so they're going to go ahead and just stop that. They're going to say, a roadblock, baby.
Really good
job.
You ain't
going anywhere.
Refueling the vehicle already as well, getting ready for their push out of here. But what they've seen is they saw a couple of players run across the warehouse, so they know that there is half a squad essentially that they've got pinned, and they're looking to kind of press that advantage right now, taking a 4v2 approach. Looks like Cloud9 has gotten a flare gun called in a crate again, and we will see what they've got this time. So they are getting blessed with the loot this time around. You saw Kodo a little bit earlier have his choice of an AUG and an AWM. Not sure if they ended up picking that up because it was on the side of a cliff, but as we see once again, some great loot here. We'll see if they go pick that up here shortly.
Yeah, something you definitely don't see often too. A team getting 2 airdrops. We saw it yesterday a little bit with LHW, but I mean, they do have the Noble Poirier pretty much all to themselves, so it's kind of expected. Luckily for them, they are going to go ahead and be able to just loot up a little bit more. And look at this place here by Evo's, as they are currently outside this zone. Now, the interesting play by here is that Evo's forgot to go ahead and put away his car, and those tires are going to go ahead and get popped. GG has to be careful, though. He only has 4 bandages to his name, so if he gets shot, it is going to go ahead and be good night Irene for him.
Great angles here being taken by Bull Shark. He's got good visuals on all of these guys right now. Able to tell if anybody does support the squad from over in that warehouse. He's watching it every so often, scoping in just like so, making sure that they do stay up there, trying to see a peek. We see Salah in the window up there. Knows that he's got one pinned down in the house, and he's communicating to this team as you see them closing in on the ground, trying to get to this position. JZ inching his way in.
And interesting stuff here by Evo's being just so aggressive, even though they are currently outside the zone. It looks like they definitely want to pretty much get those finishes, get those kills, and try to get the place in there towards the end as well. As we see GG just waiting patiently here. seeing what they're going to go ahead and do in the flank. Once again by Evo's X, just making sure he's able to go ahead and get those angles. Now Evo's JC starting to go ahead and push forward. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It backfired though because Evo's X gets taken out. That is going to be huge there for GG as they currently, I believe they have just 2 players there on that location.
That's a clutch knock right there from GG Gamers as Evos has basically decided to prey upon them. And look at this, Ernie comes in, immediately answering back. Majet gets taken down, hides his way in, and immediately finished right now by Ernie. Ernie is always clutch on the rotation, always extremely quick to react. And again, proving it here right now. Jay-Z is able to take down Charisma as well. Charisma low on heals from standing in the zone for so long. Evo's able to loot up very well early on in this game. You can see their med supply there. Still 3 first aids and 5 bandages on them. They're content to sit in the zone as long as it takes to wait these guys out.
They definitely are. And one thing to point out is that that player that ran away there from GG is the only one alive. So it might have been a great strategy there by him as he left his team and he's going to be the last man standing for GG. Now to see BTR here running with the buggies. I love the new sound of the buggies after the update in PUBG Mobile. Is just one of my favorite vehicles actually now in Arigel.
Check out down south on the map as well here in just a moment. We got CPT and LH getting dangerously close to each other as well, so we'll keep an eye on that here shortly. It looks like Gangstar's on the move as well, moving in just north of Yesnaya. We've also got BTR moving again. All of these guys choosing fleets of vehicles, bringing 3, 4 vehicles per squad as they drive dangerously close to Korea Winter Chicken Dinner. And we'll see if Korea wants to give up their spot in the compound to BTR as they drive by.
And something that you mentioned there, I hope that we can actually go ahead and see LHW and CPT as they are pretty much within noser of each other, but I don't see any type of engagement.
Chicken Dinner, and we'll see if Korea wants to give up their
LHW and CPT as there, but I don't see any type of engagement.
Chicken Dinner, and we'll see if Korea wants to give up their in the
see LHW and CPT as they are pretty much within noser of each other, but I don't see any type of engagement.
Chicken Dinner, and we'll see if Korea wants to give up their spot in the compound.
Something that you mentioned there, I hope that we can actually CPT as they are pretty much within noser of each other, but I don't see any type of engagement.